The Barracks.
Was home when you left. You're right. The dog was home when you left. You're right. The cat was home when you left. You're right. The fish was home when you left. You're right. Your mommy, your daddy, your brother, your sister, the dog, the cat, the fish was home when you left. You're right. And that's the reason you left. You're right. I left home.
Y'all know what time it is?
Yes.
You know, for all the soldiers them out there,
The soldiers know.
I think it's about time people start taking the pledge with us. If you're down with it, you're down with it. So let's do the pledge. Let's go. I pledge allegiance to the code and the ways of masculinity.
Yes.
Never at any point should the feminine imperative affect my decision-making capacity.
We salute.
Sabangeni. Wena wasekhotho. Hlanu thunda bathola.
Oh, Mr. Masusa.
Afokazana khabajani ba.
Oh, Barracks City, man.
Bona khala
Barracks City. I'm laughing as we're doing the pledge because it's been irking some people like that. So it's like, yo, why the men they feeling a type of way about the pledge?
Bruh. You know what, bruh? At times, I think I'll start exercising your energy, dog, and not deal with some of these situations that are inconsequential to our progress, right? My thing is this, bruh. If you don't like the pledge, you don't have to take the pledge.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
You're not obligated to
Facts.
take the pledge.
Yeah.
But you see, the reason people are irked with the pledge is because I can guarantee you that more guys feel like that than guys are willing to say. So now it's a thing of, damn, that's a cold pledge because, damn, we really are affected by the feminine imperative.
Shout out
In
Shiggy.
all
Shiggy
our decision making.
all our decision making. Yeah, I like that. Because Shiggy was adamant about the pledge. Shout out Shiggy though.
Yeah, dog. Because the pledge is real. Because there's nowhere in the pledge where it says, forget hands. No, we don't say that. We don't say that. We just say the feminine imperative should not affect your decision-making capacity.
I think that needs to be addressed, low-key, high-key. Because people, I feel like they're not getting the concept of the feminine imperative.
That's how good it is. That's how good it is. You know? Because now you start to feel like you're crazy for viewing things a certain way.
Yeah.
And then when you look at life, and you look at situations, it's like, nah, man. I think there's something sinister going on here. Something is spitting the water. You know? And you're like, nah, man, this makes no sense.
Yeah.
Because why is it that even when you speak, even when you think, it's like, yo, you must be on eggshells around women. You can't offend women in any way or form.
Yeah.
You can't.
Or you're obviously that word misogynist, patriotic, narcissistic, big words. That's funzanti. So it's like,
I was fine.
so it's like,
no, but on a real tip, bro, people stop messing around, man. Like, if you don't like the pledge, cool, don't say the pledge. But then, you see, someone was saying, because I think on today's episode, we'll just touch on a couple of things, man. Like, give people a picture and an overview of everything that's going on, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because one man's was saying, yo, even the pledge, like, it can deter hands, you know, from even engaging with the content altogether. Because they heard the pledge first.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm like, that's another problem we must address. Why do you disconnect when you don't like what you're hearing, when at times it's actually what you need to hear?
Furthermore, the pledge is just the intro. It means a lot, but that's not what we're talking about on the day. It's like hating the theme song to a fucking movie you're watching or so.
No, you don't watch the whole
Now
thing.
you watch the movie? Loud.
Nah, come on.
Loud.
Come on. Yeah, bro. So I'm like, no, bro. People mustn't be catching feelings over stupid reasons, right?
Yeah.
If I say some foul shit, check me on the foul shit I
That
say.
you said during
we
the
can
chat.
start engaging.
Yeah.
Because you're checking me on some foul shit. Because sometimes I can say foul shit and I don't know it's foul.
I've been getting a lot of that. Saying like, yo, Fumani always wrong. Like, he says a lot of wrong shit all the time.
Now, I guess now we must contextualize wrong, right?
Yeah.
Because now the issue, is it wrong because of how it sounds when I say it? or it's wrong because it's not politically correct. Because nangabe politically correctness, then I'm not wrong. You just don't want to hear that.
Because the convo is always it's not what you said. It's how you said it.
No. That's I always tell you this. That's psychological noise. It's a communication barrier that actually exists. You are not taking the message for what it is. You're taking the message based on how you feel about the message.
Oh, felt that still.
Yeah, bo. So, and typically, unfortunately, that's how women typically communicate.
Yeah.
We're about content, the content of the message. They're about the context of the message. So if now I'm preaching accountability for Hans, it's an attack, contextually.
Yes, of course.
Yet the content is saying, but no, guys, you can't be moving mad and then expecting no repercussions for that. Just like I can't move mad as a dude.
And expect nothing to happen.
Come on, dog. Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's those things, bro. Because, ever since we started the show, we've been getting a lot of feedback. A lot of it good, man.
Positive. Shout out to everyone.
Lot of it good, man.
WhatsApp,
DMs, the calls, dog, the chats,
the screenshots,
everything. The beers, dog. Now you get beers bought for you over the content. Is like, I support
you
this.
You guys are doing good, bro.
You know what I mean? That's important.
And it's also, look, as much as we have an agreement based on how we're gonna go about the show.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying, I want to chime in.
Yeah.
I've got perspective. Let's do this. Let's do that. We appreciate that, but yeah, we're gonna saying lenye inkulumo leyo.
Leyo satayifakela kubuko. Satangichazela nje as elaborate on a couple of things. Leyithi ngakufakela kubuko.
Yeah.
Because wena lo lofuna ku-featureisha in whatever capacity lofuna ku-featureisha ngayo. Why do you want to do it? You see?
Yeah.
Why?
What is it that you want to get across?
Ufuna kuzuza in wena from being in that space. Because people are slimy, dog. People is very slimy and they do you greasy. So it's like, you know what, bro? If you wanted to do something, why don't you just start something of your own? If you felt like you wanted to do something, right? Because now you start to realize, it's more about having a hand in what's already flowing. Because this train is moving, dog.
Yeah, thanks.
Whether it's 3 niggas on it, 4 niggas on it, it's still moving. And everybody wants to jump on a moving train.
Big facts.
So my thing is, cool, I ain't mad at that, but add value to the thing then. If you want to jump on it. Add value to the thing. Because let's stimulate for the oops. Then that makes sense. Wow,
but for me, the biggest takeaway is that people are happy about the content.
You remember what we talked about initially when we started it?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we are not selling us. You don't need to sell yourself for anything. We know what you do. We know who the fuck you are. You know what I mean? I'm who I am. So we're not selling that. It's the content. Because the content is important, even for us.
We need it.
I grow when we have these chats.
Always.
Whether on camera or off camera.
Yeah. Still shopping still.
So the more we do that, the better for us, particularly as the lads, because we are the more lost ones.
Yeah.
We are the ones who are lost the most.
Inginga nathi siyayibalekele accountability. Kanzi, that's the issue at this point. We are not taking accountability for what we're not doing right.
Facts.
Moving away from responsibility, you can't do that, my boy.
Facts.
You can't.
Facts. Yeah. I think maybe that's another thing that I personally have to work on. Because the problem that a lot of people have with me is that I'm always projecting, right? And telling people what they're doing wrong and what they should be doing right. Instead of focusing on myself and shit. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm covered. I know where I'm fumbling. And I speak about it.
Yeah.
So why is it fucked up now when I speak on how you are messing up? Because I'm trying to preach accountability for all. Starting with myself.
All parties involved.
Yabo. So why bese sekba of nanga bese ngitshela nini ukuthi niyabhayiza? Because vele niyabhayiza. yabo njengoba nami ngibhayiza mina futhi ke ngishoshe ngivuma as for his namesake as well.
Yeah.
Manje yeah ilikhona, but I think namuhla asingendi lokuningi. Let's just clear the air on a couple of things, right? From most of the feedback that we've been receiving from people, it's the thing of the message maybe coming across a little bit too harsh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna address that. Also, speaking on the account of women, they feel like
that's always a thing.
You know,
that's always a thing, because another comment was, "Yo, you guys are speaking. Why don't you have the people you are speaking for in the room?"
Yeah,
boy. Don't speak for us yet. We don't have a say in
what you are saying. Yeah,
boy. You know, okay, cool. I heard that. But you men speak on us, and we're not in the room, so.
You know, it's like it's one of those. It's like then again, we are taking analyzing kabanga deeper than I should. It's like banana ninbandu. Why is your concern the same thing? Like, you see, this is when I become an asshole, like as a human being, right? Everything that's been happening, bro.
Yeah.
I said a couple of things, like a few cold tweets here and there, and then everything that I've said has come full circle now. So whenever people start stepping wrong on these lines, and I'm like, yo, you're proving my point. Everything I had said, don't do, you are doing. What does that make you? Because I'm the asshole. Kanzi, I said the thing from the start. It's like say,
yeah. How dare you?
And then now when I'm dismissive, it's like when I can't take you seriously, you failed the test. All the tests I gave you, you failed.
Fumbled.
Yeah, but I start address saying the female representation, right? Nifuna bamba in the female representation. No manje nifuna umuntu otasibangela umsindo asiphikise. No, because we need to think about that.
No. Personally, I don't mind the discourse back and forth, what. But my biggest concern is the manner in which you're going to do it. Because I feel like it's a setup, Woodsy, now let's go and fight these hoes. Because they feel like we fight.
We fight. I started up.
Yeah,
you guys shouldn't feel like we're fighting. But then again, someone was saying, which was a valid point, good to know. Some of the people in Sinfunag feel alienated from your content and your message.
You're right. The cat was home when you left. You're right. The fish was home when you left. You're right. Your mommy, your daddy, your brother, your sister, the dog, the cat, the fish was home when you left. You're right. And that's the reason.
The conception, I mean the idea now is that we want housewives. You guys are afraid of strong, independent black women. Wow.
Maso kumene ati nawusazama kuyichaza nje nje ngiphinze ngikhumbule ukuthi kodwa bophinze ngikhumbule nalokuthi yonke lento lena yenziwa ngilabethu kuphela. Ya belunga bayendi lento manje akakwendi lokho. Ngilabethu nje kuphela. Nani ke bosisi anisaconnect buta ukuthi kodwa vele kwendiwa yini. Because you can't tell me ukuthi ngini kuphela lendva ngathi niyagonyeka emhlabeni.
Here's my issue. It's ironic that this generation hasn't had to fight as much as previous generations. Yeah. They've got more options, they've got more choice, they've got more freedom, but still they are most unhappy and the most, defiant and the people who complain the most.
Partly, I think that's why we're fighting.
Yeah.
Because we can. So, man, my options, how you feel, what you want to be identified as, what you identify as, everything. You can just decide right now. You see, like, we have too much time to do nonsense.
Ultimately, my thing is, what is working for everybody?
Nothing's working, dog.
And that's the issue with what we're doing right now. Because the thing is, no, we want this because it's okay, cool, do that. But you're still unhappy, you're still fighting us.
Facts.
What's the point?
Facts.
Why? So let's come to the table and figure this out. Because what our predecessors were doing, my boy, there was flaws in it.
Yeah.
But everyone was generally happier.
Facts.
Generally.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Aye. No, I think that will be let's see package in another episode. You only learn about freedom, about what. No, dog. I've realized, dog. People don't know the price of freedom, dog. And those that do are not willing to pay it. Dog, freedom is expensive, dog.
Yeah.
Freedom, look now. Freedom, look. Everything's a mess. O's are not O's, hands are not hands. Everybody's just doing whatever they fucking... Now you can even identify as a fucking animal if you want to.
Facts. That's heavy still.
Yabo.
Yeah.
Sesiyahlanya. Minyankuba the fuck up because now I have to deal with this shit, dog. I have to, because you must remember, dog. I have this thing of I'm always trying not to be mean, right?
Yeah.
Because for me, in any situation, my first response is the mean one that's gonna get me out of the situation, right? And I've realized, which is sometimes, no, I won't lie. I'll concede to this. I can be very, very harsh with words, right? Yeah, I'm wordsmith. This is what I do. But like, I can really like fuck up your psyche, by saying a couple of things.
Because of what you said.
You know what I mean? So now I'm very conscious of that. Because the reason I do that is to avoid a very uncomfortable interaction with you, right? So I'm just like, yo, nah, listen. In thinking I'm brutally honest, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't give me the right to be an asshole, yes. But at the end of the day, I have to be honest because whatever I'm trying to tell you, yeah. So I have to put that out there.
Yeah.
And even though I'm a massage and what at the end of the day, I'm gonna pay the heavier price. Because I entertained something I knew I shouldn't have entertained.
In the first place.
Yeah. So going back to the first point that I started with when they were talking about the message being harsh. Okay, what's the alternative? Because what happens is this. When you're trying to be sensitive or accommodate the sensitivity about when you're speaking certain things, the message can get lost in that.
Gets watered down too much. So
it's either now I don't communicate what I need to communicate because ngicabangela sensitivity yakho, or I communicate what I need to communicate and you receive it how you receive it. Yeah, bo. And generally, I'm gonna pick the latter because I'm like, at the end of the day, I said what I needed to say.
And you stand behind it.
Stand
for it. What is your bond?
Yeah, bo. So it's like, I'm not gonna say it if I don't need to say it. You see, that's how sometimes you face certain situations. Like, no, you're not. You don't need to say it. But some people are just lost. And you're gone.
Cut.
Yabo. But lo kokeka uyabona ukuthi ayathi nangamjonsa kancane la nangimkhuta khude mhlambe down. And you do that.
It's the convo we're having last week, would say ultimately you must, because now we're pessimistic about intersexual relationships in general. So it's like, is it worth it? I don't think so. But you know, are you now going to neglect the fact that there's good people out there? And we came to the conclusion, it's like, no, good people, perhaps. Coachable people, more likely.
Yeah. Angithi kwabona lokuthi bese kuthiwa pessimism.
Yeah.
At times you're just being pragmatic and you're being practical about the situation. You're being realistic. No, but I think this is that. Let me not make you what it's not. So when now the connotation is pessimism, it all comes from the Disney idea of a sweet fairy tale story where it was butterflies the whole way. Everything was nice.
Dog, when you get to 15, allow the Disney chat. You can't be living in a Disney vibe and you that old, dog. Imagine 40 years old, you still want butterflies when you meet someone.
You see what I mean? Bro. You see what I mean? So the pessimism comes no, you must believe. No, bruh. I say practical.
Yeah.
Yabo. Because business to China, things we've actually experienced in our lives.
That's
with
true.
Our parents. Shit that we've seen.
A lot of shit.
Yo, bruh. Hands think like this. That's not scripture. That's not law. But 8 out of 10 of them think like that. So am I wrong?
The problem is, those 2 out of 10 now feel like we need to negate the rest because they are separate from.
I'm saying about it's like how certain people were complaining about our sample size and our pool, because hands are always telling me, no, bruh, now you look for the wrong hands.
True, dog. I've been getting that heavy. My response is always this: maybe you're not in the real world. No, for real, dog. For real.
Because honestly, dog,
if I said to you now, my boy, I have a hand now. She's never and she won't cheat on me. If I said my hand doesn't cheat, what would you say to me?
Right now?
Yeah.
By Bali, I'll just shake your hand. It's my phone. When I lamanga now, it's my job. I still ain't. Mama, let's young one.
Yo.
See, I still. Because now, like, sample size is wrong. I'm like, okay, cool. I was dealing with the 22-year-old, for example.
Yeah.
And then maybe you deal with the 24. You deal with the 28. You deal with the 32. But fine, about. So I'm telling you, the sample pool, I'm solo bantu bani. From different ages. It's like, oh, shout out to Mike. It's like how Mike is always saying, it's so crazy, dog, how back in the day, like when we got in the game, started dating younger, when things were pure and juicy and nice,
Juicy and nice.
It's like your identity mattered, right? Your personality, like who you are, And then he was talking about in comparison with you. Then you knew it's okay. There's the nerds, there's these hands, there's these hands.
Yes,
the hands were different. There was a variety there. And then he's like, now go on the gram. It's essentially the same hand. It's the same pose. It's the same dress. It's the same makeup. Essentially, it's the same hand. The archetype of the hand that's being created for us to choose from.
And the currency to win them is the same too. Alright?
So tangela ukuthi simple size yinye le pool ifucuta yonke. And that's why people are mad at me. Because essentially I called everyone ain't shit, fam.
Yeah,
I was like, everyone you fuck. I'm gonna refer to the tweet when we have the high value chat. Because here's what I said. I will just touch on it now, but here's what I said. I'm like, bruh, high quality women, dog, are not activists of anything. Aggressively. Operative word. Aggressively. That's it, pause. Full stop, brother. See the noise.
Yeah.
You're just overcompensating. Can't be loud as a hand. Yeah. And then I go back to the O's and I say the same thing. I'm like, it's like what high value dudes, dog. You can see, like you can feel his presence. He doesn't have to say shit.
Yeah.
You can feel, now this party is a mad one.
He knows who
he's a real one. And the loudest ones, that's the weak ones. And then I hold myself out. I'm like, I'm loud as fuck because I'm half and half. I know where I'm going, but I know I ain't
You're not there yet. Yeah.
So I'm gonna be fucking loud.
Yeah.
I'm mad about a couple of things. Shit, it is what it is.
I'm mad.
I'm big mad. But at the same time, I know why I'm mad. So I'm not gonna project and now act like I'm holy, what. I know where I'm lacking, dog. Yeah. So it's gonna be easy for me to be like, okay, cool. Move right.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So now, why you get mad when I check you for the same thing I check myself
yourself for? Look, bruh, ultimately that's accountability. Because here's the problem with accountability. Once you have to be accountable for yourself, you have to do the work to improve.
Yeah, facts.
Like once you have to do the work to improve. So now, the issue with people who have habits, lazy habits and in bad ways, they don't want to do the work to get out of the rut. That's the biggest issue.
Yeah. I think your comfort zone doesn't necessarily have to be comfortable, but it's what you know.
It's what you know.
Yeah. Dog, this tweet was like, 2 months ago? Mm-hmm. Even to date, people still give me heat for that. And I'm like, why is y'all so mad?
About that, yeah.
Why is y'all so mad? And then again, I'm like, you see? What did I say? Nothing offensive. It was just like, guys, at the end of the day. Yeah, but because you see, that's the thing also with hands here now and this, what do you call it? Passive listening. Yeah. And subjective reading and interpretation.
Right. True.
I said what I said when I'm aggressive.
Also, look, ultimately, that's what's been happening even with
the content. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, your hands are lazy, boom, niggas, your guys are bums. But the only thing that gets talked about is you said hands are lazy. It's like, what about the other half? Really and truly. So, Mine, it is what it is. We move. We move. Shout out to everyone interacting, though, commenting, liking the views.
Yeah, dog, we need that,
Appreciate
bro.
it, man.
We need that. We really do appreciate that, dog.
And the topics are coming in as well.
Yo, definitely. Nah, for the next couple of topics, I know it's going to be lit.
Yeah.
And it's going to be lit, dog. It's going to be lit. Because, we're just finding our feet as well.
Yeah.
But now we solid now.
Fully.
Now.
Fully in. And I'll personally extend the invitation to other podcasters, YouTubers, say, yo, we willing and ready.
Yeah.
Let's come through. Let's reason.
If it makes sense, though.
Yeah.
Because I ain't trying to fucking reason with buffoons, dog.
Back again.
Yeah, I know we need to cap this public service announcement.
Yeah. We've got a few things off our chest.
Yeah. As well as that's once, so we don't have to do this shit again.
We will do another PSA, trust me. Trust me. That's guaranteed, boy.
Okay.
Guaranteed.
No, because also bear in mind, guys, this is us giving you feedback from feedback.
Exactly.
Us,
It's a feedback PSA.
What I know. Siyaneva lokhu sinikhala ngani ntsini nayo yonke lento leyo. Kodwa ke nani ke kumele bese senikhona lokulalela thina. Nive nathi lokhu sithini sithini.
Yeah.
Khona stop usebenzisana kangcono yabo. Because again, we always say this is not a dictatorship.
Never that.
Yabo, everyone can chime in and because you know what you want to see, you know what you want to hear. But the one thing I'm not going to do personally is tell you what you want to hear instead of what you need to hear. Right? So, minister some logo. So now, do you guys want a watered down message? That's not a message at all. That's just entertainment for you guys. Or you want the message that we are trying to give you. Once you all decide on that, then Taubaluna would say, ngasasijudge ngale ndlela nesijudge ngayo. Ngoba letinye tinto ngibakhumbula ukuthi nesiyabala. As we say, do the math,
my boy.
Sine siyabala, sihlale sibadile vele ukuthi hayi ditaba khona nginga lekufana nanathi. Right? Now the elephant in the room. Yes. Or rather the elephant that's not in the room.
Not in the room. Not in the room.
Hey, people are gonna hate me. Anyway. This thing of feminine energy in the barracks.
Yeah.
Okay. Siyasiva lesikhalo. Futhi ke vele bakhona labo sisi laba masoja vele.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But ke for us to even consider that lo muntu lesita uxoxisana naye la khaya kwamele vele abe ngilo lelisoja.
Say good.
Yabo. Angifuni lana ukuthi sesikhuluma nemuntu kodwa soyahluleka kuba objective. Because I'm always saying women are subjective even in the way they argue. Yabo. It's my truth. My truth. No, the truth is the truth. No one has the truth. The thing is olinye. Imile futhi aliguquki. Yebo lento le. So ufuna umuntu lo tawukhona ku engage again. Kule capacity leyo. Intellectual capacity.
The Barracks Podcast. Like, comment, subscribe.
Professionally.
So yeah, man. Feminine energy. I had this chat with my cousin, right? Because my cousin's the realest one, man. Shout out to her.
Yes.
So she was saying, like, yo, dog, I don't even understand why people are mad at the content. She was shocked that people are mad at the content and the delivery of the content. Right? She was like, yo, no, this is not a problem I see. But the feminine energy one, yes. There again, I can agree with the people. But maybe you need some feminine energy.
Of course, yeah.
And I told her, yo, your kind of feminine energy I could use. Why? Because you're objective when you argue. Even when you speak, like, we address the matter, not how you feel about the matter. You see what I mean?
Not how you
She's
feel.
always been like that. You know what I mean? That's actually one of the few people in my space that I can engage with toe to toe on par, clean. You know, she'll say something and I'll learn. And I'll give her something and she'll learn.
Yeah.
You know. Because tinto yakhona tibuka ngalendlela lekumele atibuke ngayo. Ngathi le logic yakhe is a bit, more operational than your typical hand.
Yeah.
And I always dab her for that. I'm like, yo, at least you're at nasingathola umuntu ke lofana nawo lokhulumisa kwakho ingasebenza le nto le. Nangabe we bringing feminine energy into the barracks. You know.
Actually, you know how.
Yeah.
Not at this, especially at this stage, it's like, because my thing is the moves must always make sense.
Facts. Yeah. No, sekuba diplomatic. Nabasho lokuthi cha phela ngalokho ke bantu bakhalile bangu10 out of 15 lokho sikhale 10 sort out the needs of the 10. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying we are going to do it. No. But I'm saying should we do it? Kune criteria that people must meet. Uzeke bamukeleke lakhaya. Right? Meaning the one thing is just the objectivity, dog.
Yeah.
Can you hold your own in a chat? This is not an argument. It's a chat. It can get to an argument. But still, will you be able to hold it down should it get to that point? Ube objective. Because the one thing I've noticed about Hans is the disconnect, dog. Yathi once waphatheka kabi sokucishe.
Yeah,
sekude lokungenako futhi kude lokuphilako lokuphumako.
Load shedding.
Done. Sesicishile sivale wonke lo gas manje. Yabo.
Yeah.
Manje asikufuni lokho ngoba kuba bese kuba awkward njengoba nibona nje sivamisile lokho sihlale kahle sicoce sibe happy. Yabo nanje nase sekukwatela umnyumphana lana ngeke kusaba kahle yabo ngoba mina imva kwalowo ngaba bese ngiyamhleka bese sowubukeka kabi la sivele
but asikansele umnetho nawo le ngusaba sitamtshela noma umtshele noma sitshele sikhanselane nje sonke you cancel everybody cancel the fuck out of here. Barracks down.
Manje i-cancel culture siyisebenzisa ke la khaya. This is the barracks, dog. You can't. You see, I speak with so much confidence and certainty because ngikhuluma leqiniso.
Yeah.
Yabo iqiniso awuyoguquka.
My cousin actually said, yo, every time I watch the Barracks, it's entertaining, yes. There's knowledge drop, yes. But I can see that you can't tell from my shit. You ain't trying to hear nothing from anyone. No, this is the syndrome I say it is. It's the confidence that comes with being successful repeatedly.
Facts. People hate that too.
Yeah, so it's like when you think you know it all, it's like
it's not even that, dog. It's like when I'm wrong, when I'm wrong, check me where I'm wrong. That part. Because I'm not totally wrong. I'm not like a total doofus. No. That's not the case.
Yeah.
What I know and what I think I know, I actually know. And what I don't know, teach me. And I can learn from you guys as well. Because I won't lie. Sometimes now I'm blindsided based on certain things.
Of course,
you know?
naturally.
Meaning naturally, what I always concede to is like this thing of feelings and emotions and women reacting in a certain way to things. I don't understand that. Because I'm not from that space.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up like that. I wasn't cuddled. I wasn't anything.
Of course.
You know, I've always been militant. So to do something called Barracks is natural
to you.
You know what I mean? Because for other people, it's hard. It's like, this hurts.
Yeah.
For me, it doesn't. It's just like, no, this is how it is. Exactly. That doesn't make you in pain, boy. You could die. Literally. Sinesikaliswa feminism. You're playing games. You're playing games. It's not that serious, bro. It's not that serious. Just address it properly, you know? So when it comes to that accord, no matter that regard, rather, I would say, feminine energy, like you know what? I'm not against it. And I won't say I'm necessarily for it, but I could welcome it if it comes in the right package and in the right space. So I'm putting this out as Vene would say, nangabe niva ngathi cha vele uze sivane sonke nicela ukuthi sifake sila ku Barracks atonmelela. Okay. Singamfaka. Mkhethe. Name.
Send any candidates.
Pick your champion.
Yeah. Look,
The
bro.
best representative.
Because now, though, even the way you're saying it now, already it's a matchup. The way it's coming out.
No, it will be.
You
It
know
will
what
be.
I mean?
Because, here's my thing, dog. I'm going to check you. Like, if we're talking, like, I'm not a money O, right?
Yeah.
That's where I'm short. Like, I fall short with that. I'm not a money O. And that's valuable to Hans. So already sengiwe in certain situations, right? So now that I have said that, there's certain things I'm gonna say about you as a woman as well. But now baby girl. Kumele ukuthathe lokho straight to the chin. Ukumukele as the truth. I as my preference.
It was my truth. Was
As
subjective
the truth. Yabo. Because go tell Jaha, yes, we can be stepdaddies, bruh, in life. But niggas just come among. Like is from other O's, even you are here. Little goodness on your you won't feel good about it if you have views, yes. But so now when we touch on those chats with people that are living that reality, it's a bit sensitive, dog. You know, people can't take that shit very easily. I can because it's reality. I'm like, no, Vel, this is that, this is that. Ngeke blue bese bang green. Ungakufana nisi, but akusikho.
Yeah, bese kuthiwa no mina ngibona green.
You can't apply phela wena.
Uyabona.
Zenkinga yakho leyo. Dilungise.
Ngiyakudaba
Ilapho. So I'm like, no, I don't mind. I don't mind. Shit, dog. If I had a hand, I'd bring her over here and talk some shit with her. You know, make it interesting for you all. But unfortunately, abaskana gani kula malanga man.
Oh, when uyafuna into lokugana wena.
Ukhona lapha excited. Ngingami angifuni yabona lokuganwa kwethu kwakadzeni lo traditional lo kwekuthi ngishela intombi yangikrowna saba mnandi. That's not the system anymore.
Yeah, no.
Yabona lo sekune ma societal standards ukuthi lo mjolo wenu kumele ube structured a certain way, and that is dictated by things and other elements that have nothing to do with the actual relationship.
Yeah.
So that's why I have issues with relationships. I'm just like, I always tell you, it's girls that want to be my girlfriend creep me out.
Yeah.
Why do you want to do that?
Why do you want to do that?
No. Let's just live. Let's just live a bit high, dog. Because you see, the one thing is, dog, yabona impatho, always. That's one thing I've learned very early in my life. But lothi uyakufuna ngeke ukuthola. But lokuphatha kahle ngakuphatha kahle. Lo lokudzinga ngathi
lokudzinga. Yeah.
Kodwa lo lebathi kufune ngeke ukuthole.
I always say, especially when dealing with someone with the opposing view to you, it's always like, I want. It's like, okay, sharp, you want. That's not what you need. A kid will wake up in the morning and say, Mom, I want to have ice cream for breakfast.
No, you're not going to. Exactly my point.
You can't do that.
Exactly my point. Ice cream is a treat.
They
call it a treat. Kona lokwendekile, si happy. You kind of deserve this. You've earned it. But nah, ice cream. No matter you didn't earn it, but in your playa and
yeah.
But nah, ice cream. Yabo akusiko ukuthi vele utawuvuka ngakho. Angithi le entitlement sekhona la kithi, sekhona nangakibo. Because I won't lie, we feel entitled to some shit. They feel entitled to some shit.
Fully.
Men just cut it up, dismantle that. Entitlement.
There's nothing I hate more than entitlement, dog. Fuck.
Deserve is a strong word. You have to I deserve. I deserve ulkhuni, guys.
Yeah.
So kumele sikubukete nalokho.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like, cause what else? What else did we receive, like, in terms of feedback? Because it's just that bring hands on, be a little less harsh, and I think I've addressed both those.
Yeah, what's the harsh thing? It's like, yo, bro, it's just how we communicate
as dudes,
as O's. O's are straight.
Fact.
You know,
Fact.
hands.
No, also, but okay, man. It wouldn't be the Barracks if it wasn't this.
Yeah, you see, already.
I think ngathi kumele siqale lapho. Niyathi ukuthi yini le Barracks? Kweqala. Asqale in lab.
Yeah.
I think once you grasp the concept of the barracks, then you'll never ask us these stupid questions and make these silly requests.
Yeah.
Because
ultimately, again, we've had this conversation. I've had this conversation with other people as well. It's like, say, you know what? This was another medium that the gentlemen need on their own. Because everything you see on TV, the movies, the soul piece, everything, feminine imperative.
fact.
And now it's embedded so well into everything that we see. It's taken as the norm. So we're saying, look,
And here's why. Anzi, going back here to the thing of bringing a hand over. I think I told my cousin the same thing. Go, but like, yo, but you see, do you understand then now why I'm going to do the pledge in the beginning of the whole thing? It's exactly this shit. Why is it that uze lento ipasiswe by the society? The women must like it. And the women must agree with it. Uze ipasiswe.
Yeah.
Because we always say, yes, women control culture.
Yeah,
but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, the influence culture.
Yeah,
heavy. Yeah.
So now, short if there are no hands on Barracks, when I was on about Barracks, because hands say Barracks is wrong.
What if she comes and says some dizzy nonsense?
Now all your badly
Misrepresented, exactly. Because ultimately, I think the issue here is the ethnic image is what you guys want to fight at this point.
Yeah, but because now I was telling you, but see, now do you understand why I say the pledge in the beginning? Because even though Butsin Fune has to come on the space, it's the feminine imperative still.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it's the feminine imperative still. They're not seeing. The thing is, you can't see it. Like it's well embedded. Now it's a part of who we are.
The society, is. Because
you know what I mean?
My question is, okay, sharp. We're getting all this backlash and resistance. But when the hands are talking crazy, y'all don't chime in. No one chimes in and says, no, you need O's here. Uyabona.
Mina ke sekufena ngithi ngidingena abunini nizabade amathotha. Yabo?
Toxic
simple thing. Dog. The same shit that you say to us.
Yeah.
Let's just reiterate your exact words. Just change the sexes around. Saying the
no. Let's sing episode.
No, it's like
let's put the shoe on the other foot. That's gonna be the title of that episode.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the title of the episode. Nice one.
No, ngoba kutonga letino letimcoka mani. At the end of the day, angifuni mina kuthiwe thina sibomasuku sijanjani thina sithi sithunga abantu ngenthamba lebolile in. No.
Because the consensus is anya yengane ninavuma.
Okay, man. Ngifuna ukubekisela into lesimuni. Everything that you and I talk about,
right, on
the episodes and off the episodes,
right,
are you not experiencing that in real time?
100%.
So apikela man.
Yabo.
Kuthi inkinga bona abati phela nalokuthi sine tibalo kathi satishaya. Yabo tibalo tishayiwe la khaya.
Awuqedzi futhi sokushaya tibalo.
Uziyova. Yeah. Tibalo uyabona naso ngasashaya itibalo. Nasa so ukhulile konke sekwendekile. When you live in your last 20,
you speak on that.
Lapho awusawubali kakhulu lapho sobala ngekuthi nje what am I giving to the youths? Do they deserve this now, or they gotta grow a little bit more?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But at that point, you're only giving back value. You're not taking anything in.
You can't do anything new at that point. You've lived it all. Yeah.
So ngulo nje bathi nje hayi siyayibonga le support lesitholile so far. Siyacela lokuthi niqhubeke nesupport. Come through futhi with the criticism because it's helping. You know, I'm learning things about myself that I wouldn't have learned if people hadn't checked me on certain things. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's important for everyone.
For everybody, of course.
You know, so let's make this very interactive and let's make it what it's supposed to be. Zamaglungsa live one episode at a time. You know, resistance is always gonna be there, yes. But at the end of the day, this is a noble cause. We're just doing what needs to be done.
Yeah.
You know? Because if we didn't do it, nobody was gonna do it.
I hear that fully.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And nobody was gonna do it because of that.
You know the big word.
You know that.
Yeah.
Loku sicabanisako kwasala kuqaleni.
No, I think we spoke on it with reason. Kancane, so
Ngiyangana, we'll reason further ke on the next episode. Wanyalo lena sicela kuyivala. Like, comment, subscribe. Sesawuva ngani ukuthi uhamba njani.
It's the Barracks.
Siyabonga.
The dog was home when you left. You're right. The cat was home when you left. You're right. The fish was home when you left. You're right.
The Barracks Podcast. Like, comment, subscribe.